pretty sad to see this game turn out how bad as it is. Just 3 months ago, this game had 25k players. Nowadays, after an update, it's struggling to pull even 500 players. In this video, I'm going to be explaining why this game is declining as much as it is, and what it can do to come back. But before I get into that, I am doing a giveaway for 1500 subs. You guys crushed it and got me to 1500 subs really quickly. As I said in my Discord, I'm giving away 3 bundles. One of them being an Eclipse bundle, which is ALS only, and the other 2 being 10 and a $20 bundle of your choice. All you have to do to enter is just sub to my channel, join my Discord, and type your Roblox name in my comment section. Giveaway days on 5 p.m. EST. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. One of the biggest reasons as to why I think this game is failing is just because of the updates. The updates lately haven't been the greatest, especially the JJK update. The models in the JJK update are just not it. I'll get into that just a little bit later in the video, but the updates haven't been good. The JJK portal map on launch was an absolute joke. If you guys remember what that looked like, if I find a picture, I'll put up on screen now. It was literally a tiny path, and even if you're somebody who's endgame like me, you weren't beating it unless you brought slow, and the whole map as a whole was just a joke. It just looked terrible, and there was a One Piece enemies in the portal map, which I don't even know how that even happens. Like, how does, like, we're not even trying. Seeing as this was the boss debut update of, by debut I mean like they just bought the game and this was the first update they fully worked on, it was pretty bad for the boss standards. With the One Punch Man update, with it being a full update, it wasn't really worth it being a full update. Like, we only got the Sukuna quest line, and then we got a legend stage, and we got a story map. Like, I don't think it should have been a full update. I don't think there wasn't enough content in that update. So if you were someone who's in game, you're finishing that update in like a day or two, other than the Sukuna quest line. If it was for the Sukuna quest line, this update would be kind of just a filler update. It would be done in a day or two. Another thing that's going to fry this game is what I briefly touched on in my last point: the models. The models, especially the JJK ones, are complete buns. I get they had to change the models for the JJK DMCA, but I mean, they, in my opinion, they took the lazy approach. Like, they just went faceless. They palette swapped the characters, and that's literally all they did. Like, I feel like they took the lazy route and just didn't even try to, you know, give them a decent remodel and give them a face. Like, I feel like going faceless and doing a palette swap isn't good. It's like, it's just slop to just push out the update. Like, I don't think me or a lot of people would have minded if you just took a few days or took even a week to give us a quality models for the update, so, or even a quality map, because the map, the JJK portal map wasn't even finished. It was just a little tiny slot map, and even this map is kind of a joke too. This map is a tiny path, like, and then we have this big map, we have all this empty space. Like, why not make the path bigger? It's like, I feel like if we would have just took a few days, even a week, just give us a quality update, I think we would just appreciate it more, rather than just giving us this map and that portal map, just giving us an unfinished update with lackluster models. This one is kind of a minor thing, but this game just needs a tad bit more QOL. It's definitely gotten better over the past 3 months, but why in 2025 do we still not have a force banner? Like, they will release an update and does not even have the new units in the banner because they don't have a forced banner, which I feel like is stupid. Like, it's 2025, we're in month 3 of the game. I feel like they should have a forced banner. And also, they don't have a change unit. On before a game starts. So when you start the game and you got like the wrong units for that map, you have to go all the way back to the lobby to change your units. Like, even a game as old as AA has it. Like, this is something that should be in the game on launch. Like, we shouldn't have to wait 3 months to have a change unit button before the match. Like, it's 2025, bro. And another thing, I haven't ran into many bugs myself, which is a good thing, I guess, but I've heard a lot of people saying that they've ran into bugs over the lifespan of this game. And for the Sukuna quest, when it first came out, it was literally bugged. Like, you had to give them 7 fingers, and when you gave them 7 fingers, they literally just take them and give you no progress. They did give us a compensation code for that, so they did give us the 7 fingers back, so it's not that bad. But still, it's like, what are the testers doing? Like, I feel like that's a pretty easy bug to find. Maybe it broke when they actually released the update. I don't know. I'm not a dev. I'm not a tester, so I don't know how that works. I'm kind of just giving them the benefit of the doubt here. But if it's not that, then like, what are the testers doing? Now, with all that being said, yes, this game has a lot of problems, but it doesn't mean it can't be fixed. For the next update, I think they should add some of the QOL things I talked about. The next update is going to be Berserk. It's going to be update 4.5, but I think they should add the change units before a match button. Yes, definitely have that in the game. It should be already in there now, but I think they should add that then. And they should add the force banner. Those are the 2 things that should be no excuse to be in update 4.5. And then even better, if they can add a selection banner along with that, that would be great. But even if we have to wait to update 5 for the selection banner, that would just boost this game QOL by a bunch if they can just add those 3 things. If you guys can think of some more QOL little things that they should add that should already be in the game, let me know in the comments, because I can't think of any more things other than those three that should be added in the game in terms of QOL. This one is kind of a personal thing for me, but I feel like the one, especially the one in Emperor, should be buffed. For example, right? Let's go take a look at the one. The one is 150% damage on 30% cooldown, 25% range, 50% crit chance, and 25% crit damage, and placemate 1. 150% damage increase, cool. Okay, now let's take a look at Dismantle. Yes, it doesn't have a big of a cooldown, but it does 60% damage, which means if you, most mythics in this game are 3 placement, so 60, 120, 180, it's doing more DPS than the one, with it being a 3 placement. So it's really, I feel like the one, if with it being 150% damage increase, it doesn't justify it being a 1 placement, seeming as Dismantle can out DPS the one without having to spend as much reroll. Yes, you do have to upgrade 3 units instead of 1, which that's the reason why I always go for the one, because I don't want to upgrade 3 units. But I feel like this shouldn't be in the game. I feel like Dismantle shouldn't be ever be doing more damage than the one, with it being limited to a 1 placement. I feel like that shouldn't happen. I feel like the one should have a bigger percent increase. And for Emperor, that's a whole nother can of worms, but I'll get into that after I'm done with the one. But I feel like the one should be buffed to 200 to 250% damage. That'll at least justify it being leagues above the other mythic traits. So it's cut and dry, better than every other trait in here. Now for Emperor, there's a lot for Emperor. Off rip, I'm just gonna say this: I feel like Emperor should do something along the lines of 350% to 450% damage. I feel like the one should be equal to or a little bit less than the Emperor's current damage boost, so 200% to 250%. But Emperor, I feel like that should be, like I said before, it should be 350 to 450%, or even 350 to 400%. That's fine too. The problem with Emperor is it punishes you for being lucky. So let's say you got Emperor on Whitebeard, and then you spin on Shanks and get Emperor on Shanks. Now you can't use both of those insanely meta units. Those are top 5 units in the game right now. Now you can't use both of the units because you got Emperor on both. So now you have to choose between one, and then if you want to use both the units, you either have to get another Shanks or get another Whitebeard, or spin off of Emperor on one of the units. So it's like, wow, I just got Emperor for no reason. I feel like that is a bad gameplay mechanic. I feel like you shouldn't be getting punished for being lucky. I feel like they should either remove the trait limit, or like the trait limit on your team, or just buff it to 2 or 3, because you shouldn't get lucky. I mean, not many people are getting Emperor, but there is outliers like me. I have 3 Emperors. I don't use them now because they're outdated, and just my units with the one are just better than it. I feel like farms should bypass this. So for instance, I feel like if you get Emperor on Yumiko, I feel like she shouldn't, the farm shouldn't apply to this one trait rule. I feel like they should bypass that, because for instance, it's doing plus 30% money, but if you look at wealth, it's plus 25%. So it's not making it justifiable for you to want to go for Emperor when wealth is literally just as good as Emperor for a farm. It doesn't make it justifiable if you want to go on Emperor for a money unit. So like, why even have the ability to get it on that farm if it's just going to be absolutely useless? And now you have to spin off of it. Like, I feel like it's just bad gameplay mechanic. I feel like they should remove the cap, or at least buff it to 2 or 3. I feel like it should do 350 to 450% damage, because it's really not all that much better than the one. 100% damage, yes, it's definitely, it's cut and dry, yeah, it's better, but it's not leagues better than it. Like, for it to be 0.02, I feel like it should be leagues better than the one. It shouldn't just be, oh, it's 2 times better than the one. I feel like it should be league. Like how ALS is with Glitch and Avatar. Glitch is 200% better than Avatar. I feel like it should be something like this with Emperor, for it to being a 0.02 drop chance. Now, this did make the star suggestion, so maybe we will get a change with the one in Emperor. Maybe they will get a buff. This is just a personal thing that I have with those traits. I feel like they are in desperate need for a buff, because some of them just doesn't seem justifiable to get the trait on said unit when it's just it's better to get a different trait on the said unit. Now, another thing, I think they should go ahead and add striker units. I feel like if they do add striker units, they can kind of go similar to how AV is doing it. So they can have 1 striker unit in a banner, and they can have 1 for a quest line, or they can just do how like the Godly is have a pure quest line. They can do something like that too. But I feel like they should do something like have 1 striker unit in the banner, 1 striker unit for quest line. And also, I feel like if they do a quest line striker unit, do not, and for the love of God, do not do what you did with Sukuna and have it to where you have a limit to how many fingers you can get in a day. No one wants that. It is not fun. It's not a good gameplay mechanic. No one wants that. You're just delaying it. You're just delaying the process to get it for no reason, just because you can, and not because it's hard or not because it's time consuming. It's just that you just want to limit it. No one wants that. I promise you, no one wants that. If you do add a quest line, just make it slightly harder than the Sukuna one, and just have it to where maybe it takes a little bit longer. It's a little bit harder to get. And I feel like this is like a perfect way to tie in the first strike unit. They can do a Halloween event. So they can do something to like how ALS is doing right now, or how AA did back in the day. So you can have a Halloween event game mode. For said event, you earn currency, which you can take that currency and go to the banner and spend to get some of the Halloween event units. So that's where you can put the first striker unit in there. You can put the first striker unit in that banner. I definitely add a pity. I should definitely, regardless of what that pity number is, I feel like there should be a pity for that striker unit, just so you don't have people who've been playing this all day, every day, and not getting the unit. Vanguards with Gogeta. I'm not even going to get into that. I feel like there should definitely be a pity with that. And make it to where if you have the Halloween currency or Halloween units in your inventory or in your team, you get a boost in how much currency you get. So let's say you have it could be like up to 100% boost or even a 200% boost. Or have it on weekends where there's a 4x boost. So you just get a fuck ton of currency. And I think that's another thing they should do. They should do 2 times straight luck too. But I kind of already moved past trade, so I'm not gonna get back to trades, but I feel like they should add like a 2 or 3 times straight luck on weekends. But yeah, I feel like they should add a Halloween event. They should also do it for Christmas as well, and I think they should add the first striker unit in that Halloween event. I think that would be really cool. Don't do Alucard, because that's just blatantly copying ALS. I mean, it's by the same studio, both is the boss, but definitely just add, maybe you can have the first striker unit as Sid or something like that. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. I'm kind of getting off topic of the video, but I feel like that's something they can do better. Like, I feel like that's something that will prolong the updates. So if you add this, not everybody is going to have the striker unit on the first day or the second day or the third day. It might take them a week to get the striker unit. They might have to go to pity. So that means like now you're not having these updates that are just getting cleared by end game level players like myself, who are just clearing your updates in 1 to 2 days. Now it's being long. It's more of a grind to it, because now you have to, maybe you're unlucky, you have to go to pity for the striker unit. So now you're spending more time on the update, and maybe when the next update rolls around, you still have the strike unit to go for, and you have the next units to go for. It just don't make it to where the next update, the strike unit is absolutely useless. They're obviously not going to do that, but just to put that out there. Just adding something like this will just prolong the updates, so people aren't clearing your updates in a day or two. Just spending more time on your game and just spending more time on the update. Now, what you can do to fix the models. I get it, JJK, DMCA, you can't really do nothing about that. You have to, you have to do something with that. It was bad timing. You were already going to do a JJK update, and then they just decided to DMCA. Bad timing. I get it. I understand. But with the One Punch Man units, these units aren't that bad. It's just that they're being held back by the lack of faces. I feel like you should put faces on these characters. You can't, but you don't have like Anime Rangers or Anime Last Stand, who are just gonna, this game doesn't have an established legacy to come back to. This is still a new game. You can't just pull the no face method and expect people to still play this game. If anything, it's gonna play Anime Rangers or Anime Last Stand. Anime Last Stand is owned by the exact same company, and they still have faces on their characters. They still have good quality faces and models that look like their anime counterpart. Like, I feel like you can't do what you're doing with Anime Rangers, because Anime Rangers has an established player base. They have shattered their CCU multiple times. So you can't do what you do with Rangers and just go faceless, because you don't have the player base to do that with. So I feel like they should just go all in, lock in on these models, because there are people complaining about these models. It's not just me complaining about these models. These models aren't, at least the JJK ones and the One Punch Man ones, they're fine. They just need a face. I feel like if you spend more time on the updates, this game has quality updates, spend more time on the models, and you have to delay it. I feel like people, like I said before, people will appreciate it if you put more time into your update and not just giving us slop just to, oh, I made the weekly update schedule. Like, if you have to go bi-weekly for some updates, do that, so you have more time to give us quality updates. I don't think anybody will mind if you have to take a little bit longer on an update. That's good. I don't think anybody will mind it. I feel like that's why this game is declining. It sucks to have to say all this bad stuff about this game, because this was my favorite game when it first came out. Like, it was this and ASTDX, and I thought this game was leagues better than ASTDX. It looked better. It was damn near better than ASTDX in every way. It just, ASTDX just had a little bit of more QOL that this game still doesn't have. It's been your boy ACW. I love you guys. Make sure you join my Discord to enter the giveaway, and I'm out.